everyone. If you are new, my name is Marin. Welcome to another reading vlog. This vlog is going to be me attempting to read as many books as I can from my November TBR, which I will link up above. I have managed to read 6 books so far in the month. It is currently November 12th, so I think that's pretty good. One of them was a carryover from October, but the rest were all on my November TBR, so I'm doing okay. I did just finish United We Spy by Allie Carter. I was listening to this one on audio, and I really liked this one. I feel like this was probably the best series finale that I have read this year. I just felt like it wrapped things up really well. The end made me a little emotional. I really loved how much the friendship between the 4 girls was showcased in this one. You have Cammie, who is the main character. She's your POV character, but I really liked how you really got to see the 4 friends working together in this book. Zach, Cammie's boyfriend, also had a much bigger role than he has in previous books, which I really enjoyed. There were twists and turns, things I didn't necessarily see coming, and I just had a very good time with this. Would highly recommend this series. I think it's extremely well done, but this was a fantastic series finale. So 5 stars for this one. Now, what I'm going to read for the rest of today, it's already 3:30. I'm going to be reading the 23rd Nancy Drew book, which is called The Mystery of the Tolling Bell, I believe. And I'm going to be reading that one off Internet Archive. And once that's done, I will come back and chat with you. It'll probably take me a couple of hours to get through. So I should definitely be able to get it done today. For the rest of this vlog, I am hoping that I can get through 2 audiobooks this week. So I'm going to be starting A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross and potentially Tiny Pretty Things by Danielle Clayton and Sona Chiropatra, I think is how you say her name. So I would love to get through those 2 this week, but I'm just going to have to see how things go. Both of those audiobooks are a little bit more lengthy, so it will depend on the speed that I can listen to them at. Because I still have, I'm looking at them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books, I think, off of my TBR. Yeah, I've read 5. There were 11 total, so I have 6 left. So a large number of books still to read, but hopefully I will be able to get everything done. I do have the full week of Thanksgiving off. We get the full week for Thanksgiving break, which I am definitely looking forward to. That's next week, so I'm hoping I can knock several things out in that week, but I do need to get a decent number of things read this week. So that's enough of a little intro. And I'm going to come back and chat with you. I have to edit a YouTube video, actually 2 that go up this week. I want to get those uploaded so that they're ready. And then I will be reading the Nancy Drew. So I will come back and chat with you once I have read the 23rd Nancy Drew book, give you my thoughts. My guess is it will be a 3-star because that's what pretty much all of them have been, but it could surprise me, and I will share my thoughts with you once I've read it. So I will see you in a bit.
William Morrow and Harper Audio present A River Enchanted, a novel by Rebecca Ross, performed by Ruth Urquhart.
"2,000 years later."
Hey y'all, long time no talk. It is Saturday, November 19th. 18th, and I'm officially on Thanksgiving break. Hooray. Since the last time I talked to you, I have finished another audiobook. So I listened to A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. I think this was supposed to be on my July or August TBR, I can't remember, and I didn't get it read, so I have officially finished it. I listened to this solely on audio, would highly recommend the audio. There was something very calm and cozy about the story, even though there's some like dark stuff happening in the book. The book is narrated by a Scottish narrator, and I definitely think the accent helped with the whole vibe of everything. I really enjoyed it. I'm giving it 3.5 stars, and I am going to read the second book. It is a duology. Didn't love the ending of the first one, but it's definitely setting up the second book and kind of what's gonna happen. So that one is done. Can check that one off. At this point in the month, I still have 5 books that I need to read. I might be miscounting, but I am currently in the middle of The Hammer of Thor, which is the second book in the Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard series by Riordan. I'm at like 57%. I'm listening to that one on audio. My goal is to finish that one tomorrow. And I am also reading the 23rd Nancy Drew book, which is The Mystery of the Tolling Bell. Now I started this one way earlier in this vlog and just didn't touch it at all this past week. So I'm only 52 pages into it. This week was the book fair at my school, and that book fair literally took every second of my spare time and my energy. So I was coming home from work just mentally exhausted, and I just did not have the capacity to read. So as such, that one has not gotten read yet, but I'm going to do that today. Then we will finish Magnus Chase tomorrow, and I will close out this vlog. And then I'm going to do one more vlog to kind of bring you along throughout the next week and hopefully tackle a few more books off my November TBR. So that is the plan. I'm going to stop talking right now. I need to eat a little bit of lunch, and then I'm going to read Nancy Drew. I will come back and chat with you once I finish that, give you full thoughts. In this one, Nancy and her friends, Bess and George, have traveled somewhere. I don't even remember where. Something to do with her dad, Nancy's dad, but he's currently missing. She hasn't heard from him. He was supposed to meet them. He's missing. There's some weird cave in like the middle of the sea / ocean / some body of water that fills rapidly with water after you hear the sound of a bell tolling, hence the title. And I'm not really sure what all is going on. Supposedly the cave or cove is haunted, and that's like Nancy's mystery. So I'm not far enough in to give you like any real thoughts, but I will talk to you about it in full once I've finished it later today. And that's probably all I'm going to read today. So I will see what else I get up to. This is the first day of Thanksgiving break, as I already mentioned. So I'm kind of just wanting to chill and take things nice and easy. But anyway, I will chat with you later once I have a reading update. So see you then. Hello all, happy Sunday. I did finish reading The Mystery of the Tolling Bell yesterday, and I'm giving it 3 stars. It was a little more on the absurd side of things, for sure. Her father's case that he's working on was like pretty clear cut. It's a case of fraud. The way Nancy's mystery like entwined with it though, didn't make the most sense, or at least like the idea made sense, but the execution didn't make sense, I guess is how I'll put it. So yeah, 3 stars, it was fine. And I did like that we got to see a lot more of Ned, Nancy's like not really boyfriend, because he actually like saves her a couple of times. So He actually had a role to play, which I appreciated. So that one is done. I am also almost finished with the second Magnus Chase book. This is the Hammer of Thor. So here's the cover. We're following Magnus and his friends as they try to find Thor's missing hammer. You find out in the first book that it's missing, and this is a continuation of that. Of course, there are some like plots afoot with Loki and things like that. So I'm almost done with this. I'm at 80%. That is page 366. So I have just this little bit left. So I'm going to finish this today. I will come back and chat with you and close out the vlog because this is the last book that I'm going to read in this vlog, which will mean that I managed to read 4 books, right? Yeah. So I had A River Enchanted, I had United We Spy, the Nancy Drew, and then this one. So I figure that is a pretty good reading week. I also was able to grab a couple more audiobooks from my library for some other things that I'm wanting to read next week. So hopefully I can get a good chunk of books read. I should say this week. Today's Sunday. So the remainder of this week. So those books will be in another vlog, the one that comes after this. But so far I'm doing pretty well. Hopefully I will only have like maybe 1 book to carry over into December. That would be great. So anyway, that's a little reading update. I'm going to go ahead and finish this one. I also have a video to edit so that I can get that up for Tuesday. And I have nothing else on the agenda because I don't have to go to work tomorrow. So that's that. I'll chat with you with the reading update on this once I have one.
2 hours later.
Hello all, it's 2:25. I just finished listening to the rest of the audio of The Hammer of Thor by Riordan. I'm going to give this one 4 stars. This is extremely similar to the original Percy Jackson books. So you have Magnus, he's your POV character. It's first person POV. Magnus has kind of the same sense of humor, the same misunderstandings of like terms from his mythological background, and it reads very similarly to Percy Jackson. So if you liked the original Percy Jackson books, I don't see why you would not like the Magnus Chase books. It's very formulaic, kind of follows the same style of writing. Riordan has clearly come up with something that works, and he's recycling it throughout his books. The Heroes of Olympus series, which was the sequel series to Percy Jackson, was not first-person POV, so that was him like branching out a little bit. I don't know if the Trials of Apollo series is first-person POV. My guess would be yes, and if so, from Apollo's point of view, there is a very oblique reference to that series at the end of this one. Nothing that's like big time spoilers or anything, just kind of a throw out because Magnus is Annabeth's cousin, and Annabeth is mentioned frequently in this book, and they do have like a conversation at the end. The book actually ends with Annabeth telling Magnus that he needs to meet Percy. So her line is, "I think it's time you met Percy." So that bodes well for the 3rd book because that means Percy will have like a cameo. The reason for it is that they're going to have to travel like over the ocean. And in the first book, Magnus was basically told, don't do that. So Percy hopefully will have like a way around that, if you will. So I would say this is a solid 2nd book in a trilogy. There is like a mystery here with the missing Hammer of Thor, and that is wrapped up in here, but obviously there's like an overarching storyline with Ragnarok and Loki's interference with that, I guess. So it was a good time, very funny, obviously aimed at middle grade humor. So, you know, take that as you will. There is a new character introduced in this book named Alex, who I really, really enjoyed. Looking forward to seeing more from Alex in the 3rd book. Also, that cameo from Percy isn't going to hurt either, and hopefully this will be a series that ties up quite nicely. So, yes, this one's done, which means it is time to bring this vlog to a close. So, I hope you enjoyed coming along with me, even though I didn't get a ton of footage. I did manage to get 4 books read, which is pretty darn good. So that means I still need to read A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab, Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead, Hester by Lori Lico Albanese, and The Forgotten Garden by Kate Morton, as well as Tiny Pretty Things by Danielle Clayton and Sona Chiropatra. So, yeah, 5 books. Can I do it? I don't know. We'll see. But that is what I'm going to be working on starting possibly today and the remainder of the month. So stay tuned for that vlog. It will be up probably in a couple of weeks, and you can see if I manage to actually finish my November TBR. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and go. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.